Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be reacting to a video made from Tiramis, and this is actually the Viper's editor. And he's starting his own channel here, and this is, I believe, his first video. He sent me a message about it, and it looks pretty good. The title is "Has the Goat Fallen Off His Throne?" So I'm going to go ahead and do a reaction video to it, where I watched it for the first time, kind of give some of my commentary as well. And yeah, I already subscribed. I like the video. I'm gonna leave the link to this video in the top of the description, so you guys can go check it out and show him some love, because let's support a nice community member. I met him in person, great guy, and I think we should all support his channel. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do a reaction video. I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna put my camera in the corner. And I learned from my last reaction video a lot of criticism, somewhat harsh criticism, but I accepted it nonetheless, of me not talking enough. So I'm gonna try to put in a lot of my own elements. So like the video is 17 minutes long. I'm hoping that I can drag this for like a 25-minute video, so I can add like 8 minutes to 9 minutes, maybe 10 minutes of my own commentary in here. So it's a bit more flavor to it than just the original video. So let's go ahead and hop right in. And of course, I'm looking for more feedback on this reaction style. Just to put out content you guys actually enjoy and appreciate. Let's go.
He is the GOAT, the greatest player of all time. And what makes him so crazy, it is how incredibly dominant he was. And still is.
I was beating him, and he was playing better. I knew he will eventually fix his problems, and he will beat me.
Damn, that's really cool.
I knew he will be one of the best.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. So Doubt was actually... yeah, he basically scouted out the Viper's talent before Viper rose to the top. So even though Doubt was beating him, he knew that it was just a matter of time till Viper would eventually overcome him. And this is something we still see till today. Like till today, I still see like up-and-coming players that I'm like, wow, like that. Look out for this guy. Like this guy is really good. And then I see other up-and-coming players. I'm like, I don't think they're gonna go that far. I could be wrong, but I don't think they're gonna go that far. And it's nice to see that this same thing was, or the same concept was back in the day, and that was right. That saw something special in Viper, and Viper proved it. That's always right. What can we say?
You know Age of Empires 2, or at least the name, because it's been around for 20 years. It might look a bit different from what you remember, and I don't mean because there has been an HD and a definitive edition that came out that improved the graphics and the playability of the game. No. What I mean is that you probably remember playing like this.
Ready, chopper, correct. Chopper.
Bro, there are some people that still play like this. Comment down below if you still play exactly like this.
Yay.
But the way the pros play the game is a completely different universe.
Yeah.
They quick wall, which is the art of placing buildings fast enough to trap enemy units. They balance their economy to maximize their villagers' efficiency. They control every single unit in every single fight. They plan ahead, they strategize, they adapt, and all of that for hours on end. Age of Empires 2 is not an easy game. It might be, in fact, one of the hardest games to master, but there is one guy for whom all of this seems kind of trivial.
Alright, good to know.
I want to win every tournament I play. If I don't win, then I consider it a failure.
And winning...
Whoa, that is a quote right there. That's a young Viper talking? Sheesh, look at that mentality. I'm not surprised, though. I'm not surprised. That's the mentality you have to get to the top. A lot of viewers... especially when they hear some of the top players talking about like their results and stuff, or just like how they feel about their playstyle, they think it's arrogance. They're like, oh, like you think it's you think you deserve number one, you're always in for number one, like you got a good result. But it's not arrogance at all. It's not even like close to it. It's just a mentality you have to push yourself towards the top, so that at the end of the day, if you don't get to the top, you're back to the to the drawing board. You're gonna work twice as hard to get there next time, because at the end of the day, that's just how competition works. There is one winner every time, and you're going to try to make that yourself every single time. And you need a mentality like that to get there. I will say I don't 100% agree with the statement. I don't think, and maybe if you ask Viper today, he might give you a different statement, but I don't think if you don't get first, it's a failure. I think, second place, fourth place, or like semifinal, the results should still be celebrated as good results, assuming you do them consistently. But in a vacuum, I do agree with this logic. Like, going for the top, if you don't get there, there's work to be done. Don't settle for less. And the same can be applied to any aspect of life, to be honest. Yeah, not surprised he had this mentality. And I believe he still has this mentality or something similar, because if you heard him talking about the Warlords, where he got third place in, and actually 3-0'd Mr. Yo in the third place match, if you hear him talk about the tournament, you'd think he got like round of 16, 0-3. You think he got destroyed or humiliated in tournaments, even though he got third place. He just, you know, he doesn't think third place is good enough, and he wants to aim for higher. So he would say in his own words, you know, like third place is obviously a decent result, but he's aiming for higher. You know? Things like that is still, you know, what you'd expect Viper to be saying, always aiming for that number one.
He did. Ørjan Larsen was born in December 1991 in Norway. He plays under the nickname The Viper, and between 2012 and 2020 he has gathered quite the resume in the Age of Empires 2 community.
Yeah, Clash of the Titans was probably the one where I was like, okay, I am actually one of the best, or like potentially the best.
Putting all his plumed archers in the middle. All the units
everything.
going
That's
up,
the
and
GG
Viper.
Best of 5 finals throwback. Now it's like best of 9 minimum.
Sakes.
Viper is taking
Oh, Young Yo, Young Viper, Young Nilly. I don't know who that is. I think this is Masmora. I'm not sure. Nice to see though.
series. And he did. The Viper.
The Viper took the tournament with a crazy bada boom.
I remember that.
Millis Apartment Cup champion is the Viper, the big favorite, the best player in the world. He made it happen again. The most dominant player probably of Age of Empires times. The Viper. The Viper 5-3. Nobody's taking the snake. But there's the good game from Tato. He knows he couldn't hold on any further. Good game, well played. Congratulations.
Bro, fun fact, I love Barbecue Turkmen's commentary. He was like one of the first YouTubers I used to watch. And I just want to say, it's really nice to see some of these old scenes. It's kind of like, I feel a little nostalgic, you know? And especially for me, I was part of the scene back then, but I wasn't really like doing well in any tournaments. I was basically just a viewer. I was like a high elo viewer. I was the highest skill viewer there was. But it's really nice to see some of these scenes. Like, you know, I was a fan first back then.
It's not a surprise. He played so amazingly in those last 3 games.
Vipers all smiles. What a beautiful finish to Nilly's Apartment Cup 3. Instead of a 6-4, which is what it was at NAC 3, it was a 4-0 for Viper.
And look, these clips aren't enough to show Viper's dominance. He won 8 major tournaments in a row for 7 long years.
Wait, let me see
He
the
won
8. So he won Clash of the Titans, WSVG World Championship Maldives. I got 3-0'd by Viper in like round of 16 in this tournament. I got 3-0'd. Escape Gaming Euro Cup. I don't know this one. King of the Deserts. His Apartment Cup, King of 32. So 8 in a row. I'm at 4 in a row right now, currently speaking. And that feels like a very big achievement. And he had 8 in a row as well. So yeah, that was quite the run from him, not gonna lie. And some big tournaments here. Like these are like really like these are very competitive tournaments. I don't know how competitive these 3 were. I think this one was very competitive. These 2, this was a LAN event, so this was 2. But these 5 are like household names at this point.
8 major tournaments in a row. For 7 long years, no one could beat him. The number 2 spot was very contested, but they never got close to Viper's level.
Now, this is like really interesting for me. Sorry, I feel like I'm pausing too much in this video, but the first place, you had a second place Max, second place Tato, second place Leary, Mr. Yo and Jordan, or Mr. Yo Jordan. So yeah, Leary was like the number 2 for a while, I feel. But then other people definitely stuck in there here and there. Viper was number 1.
Obviously, I don't want to take any breaks or anything. I would love to just keep going at it, but I think at this point it's like if I want to have any chance of kind of saving my competitive career at least, I think I have to take some serious precautions now.
Mr. Yo sweeps the Viper in a best of 7 final.
Early on in 2019, I started feeling discomfort and issues with my wrist.
Viper, who normally makes it to the finals and wins, will not make it to the Red Bull Wololo 2 final.
I never thought much about it. It was just like, okay, well, after I played a couple of hours, it was a bit annoying on my wrist, but it was like, I didn't do anything about it.
And the GG is called. Velez knocks out Viper in the quarterfinals.
Time passed. It slowly got worse and worse, to the point where earlier this year, I had a situation even where I just had to stop playing because my wrist actually hurt.
There will be so much discussion about the Viper. Is his dynasty over? What's happened there? What are the excuses this time?
For Hidden Cup, as an example, I played 2 days in a row with Jordan, like 6 hours of full try-hard grinding.
Hera has finally, after so many big struggles against the Viper over the last year, done it in the biggest of moments, Dave.
The 3rd day I was supposed to train as well. I couldn't use my mouse. something felt so wrong. I couldn't. Like, it just feels like something is blocking my movement, and it was that was a scary feeling actually. Then
It's a fact, the Norwegian dominated the scene, but 2020 marks a big shift in the
Wait, okay. I'm not entirely a fan of that segment because although Viper did suffer some, I think it was a benign cyst in his wrist, and he had some, complications. I think he's still facing some complications. I feel like that segment made it seem like the only reason he lost was because of his health issues and his wrist issues, where it kind of tells only like half the story, maybe even less than half of the story, because the full story there is that with DE, the prize pools went up, the competition went up, and people were grinding so freaking hard. Like I can't speak for everyone, but for me myself, I was putting in like 8 hours a day of practice, of stream, of playing, of perfecting my game, or trying to perfect my game. And it's the same for a lot of people. Like Mr. Yo, same for him, same for Velez. So I feel like just focusing on like Viper dominating, then like wrist issues, then everyone else catching up. I feel like that's a little bit like taken away from the credits or from the hard work of other people. I'm not sure. Maybe Viper can say something different. Obviously, he knows the full extent of his pain, and what he went through. But from what I saw, it's like yes, it caused some issues. Yes, it might have threw him off a little bit. But I do feel like a lot of the other people put in that hard work to achieve those results as well. So I would say, I think that transition kind of made it seem like it was only because of the health issues, which I'm not really sure is the case.
Age of Empires 2 history. The definitive edition just came out, and all of a sudden there is a lot more players.
Okay, so he's talking about it,
bigger
okay.
prize pools, better events,
Mhm.
and stronger competition. Combine that with Viper's wrist injury, and it seems like his era might be coming to an end.
I can absolutely see why you put Leary as one. I can absolutely see why you put Hera as one. Viper could be number 3.
I don't feel like I'm playing worse. I feel like I might be slightly less consistent.
And while previously his fans were secretly hoping he would lose because him being so dominant was actually bad for the scene, we've now come to a point where everybody is hoping to see Viper perform like in the gold.
Actually, okay, I do like that he's kind of like, giving a bit more context. That makes more sense. Again, I was watching this for the first time, so I'm just giving my commentary as I go. I do like that point. Actually, like his fans were saying, "Oh, I hope Viper like loses a couple. He's always winning. Let's give someone else a chance." And then when other people got the chance of winning, then a lot of his fans didn't get salty at the other people. They got salty at Viper. They're like, "Viper, what the hell? Step it up. Are you washed?" He got so much backlash from his own fans as soon as he stopped winning literally every tournament. So shame on the fans. I mean, some of his fans, the loud minority, as always. But yeah, always support your player, guys. If he wins, if he loses, if he wins, you celebrate with him. If he loses, you help build him back up. That's what you should do.
Days. Will he ever win something again?
It's 8:30 in the morning.
We are currently training for the Red Bull Volvo 5.
Exalted viewers, welcome to Heidelberg Castle for the 6th and final day of Red Bull Wallaloo 5. Some of the most incredible and iconic games of Age of Empires have already been witnessed, but it was all just a prelude to this. A chance to grasp greatness within reach here for Leary and the Viper, and all that remains is for us to sit back and enjoy the grand final.
God, what a blessing Red Bull was for the community, dude. I did like pretty poorly in both these tournaments, but it was such a good experience nonetheless. I loved it. We were lucky to have this. It's just nice to see the pictures and the video again from it.
Wins and Leary calls it for game number 1.
Leary is going to take game number 2 here. We have a 1-1 final.
Viper is playing so good at the moment. He took a calculated risk. Leary came into his base with those scouts, did a ton of damage, but it wasn't enough. And look at how weak these units are. These units will not survive, and Viper takes the victory. Leary's home map of Wing. Viper is up 3-2. He just needs one more game to take the championship here at Red Bull Wallaloo 5. Oh no. This is disaster for Viper. He's losing his army at home, and he's losing his army in Leary's base. Leary is microing against crossbows with archers, and it's GG. Leary taking it. We're going to a game number 7 here at Red Bull Wallaloo 5.
He had never practiced this hard for a tournament.
Don't share any secrets, okay?
He had never wanted to win more than in this very moment.
Yeah, my dad was able to come as well. PKZ, you guys know, AoE Zone creator. The reason I started playing this game.
And it began, the game that not only would crown Red Bull Holo 5 champion, but that could also mean the end of Viper's era, or the return of his dominance.
We're into the...
I think even if you lost this, I wouldn't say it's an end of his era, honestly. I think it's... yeah, I think, you know, probably just some drama for the video, but his results were still really good despite, you know, or like regardless of this tournament, in my opinion.
Game, Tristan. Leary is at home with the Berbers, and Viper is on the attack with the Teutons.
Viper is a bit more all in. Leary wants Castle Age.
He needs to do damage in the next couple minutes.
I don't see him getting much more. The Spearmen are there. Leary and Castle Age. Leary's going to be making knights. The pressure's coming in from both sides. It's going to be so difficult.
Yeah, Viper's held on very nicely through the beginnings of this Castle Age, and he is on the way to Castle Age himself. The pressure is on for both of these players, and all the skirmishers going down for Leary. Viper's coming back into this game. Look at how much military is coming. Look at the production, Tristan.
Yeah, Leary falls back to a very defensive castle.
There's no gold left there.
Camel Archers are sick, Dave. The one unit you won against Teutons in this matchup is probably the Camel Archer.
Yep, Viper has some work to do, but cutting off that wood line is so good.
I think Viper, he is going to really put a lot of focus on preventing Leary from expanding.
Viper's already up, and he's going for a forward castle.
If Viper gets this position, which Leary now has realized he has to give up, Viper can win this game.
Look at Leary cut into that little corner like you were talking about. Viper just wants to hold him in there.
He's out of stone, Dave.
From Viper, and he's out of stone. He needs to free himself, and Viper needs to keep him here, and Viper holds on to that castle. Viper is raiding over on the right-hand side here. This looks so good for Viper. And he's killing the villagers on the gold. They're desperately running for the TC. They're faster because they're Berbers, but not fast enough. And Leary is trying to hold on desperately. All the TCs from Leary are flashing on the minimap here. And I think he's done it. Viper's done it! Viper's done it! The King of Age of Empires is back on his throne! Red...
Okay, that was some sick editing. That was actually really good. Like, shout out to Tiermis, that was some good editing. He showed a whole game in 30 seconds by editing it perfectly, and a sick reaction from Dave as well. Like, good commentary there.
Full Wallaloo 5 champion!
Love that one.
Oh, what a moment! Game 7 Gamer Legion!
His team goes to congratulate him. What a moment.
This is absolutely magical. This is so scripted. It's not even funny.
It does feel like that.
His girlfriend...
Why is Nelly in a jester costume? That's so funny, man. It's so out of place. It's perfect.
is there. His best friends are there.
I'm just so thankful. I have so many people supporting me and wishing me well, wanting me to win. And I feel bad because I feel like I've let down my fans over the 4 previous Red Bull tournaments. So just massive thank you to everyone who's supporting me. And yeah, I cannot be more grateful.
But yeah, we won Red Bull Holo 5. That's not too bad, is it?
Not bad indeed, and with the winds blowing in his sails, he will win King of the Desert 4 that same year. But overall, he gets first place in only 2 of the 7 major tournaments of 2022, and in 1 of the 5 major tournaments of 2020.
So, like, okay, this is when people, like, these are the results that he got. So he got 2 out of 6, and then 1 out of 5, was it? So 2 out of 7 and 1 out of 5, right? This is when people are saying, like, Viper's era is, like, over or whatnot. I would say what Viper did from 2019 to 2023 is more impressive than the 8 win streak he did beforehand, because the competition got so high up, and he is quote unquote past maybe his prime, or past the years of winning everything, and a lot of people would just feel defeated. It's not as easy as it was before. They're not as as the guys they were before. A lot of people would give up. He grinded even harder to stay relevant and to stay at the top of the tournament leaderboard, and winning 2 tournaments in 2022 and 1 in 2023 so far is not bad at all. Like, I think 2019 to 2023, in my opinion, for Viper, was more impressive, like I said, than the rest of his career. I don't know how many people share that opinion. I don't know what Viper would think about that, but for me personally, seeing how high the competition was in the last few years, I would say, especially if you consider like the wrist injury and like the health problems that he might have faced, I think it's more impressive what he did in the last 4 years. So like, this is still really solid results in my opinion.
3. So yeah, his results are getting worse in the past 3 years. But to fall off his throne, someone else would need to become as dominant as he was for 8 years. Well, guess what? We have a challenger.
Was that me? Oh, let's go. That was so epic.
Where? My name is Hamza, and I've been playing this game for like...
No, not this interview. This interview is cursed, bro. Bro, this interview is hard cursed. I was using like a shitty ass webcam. The headset's bigger than my brain. Not hard. This interview. It's the first interview I ever did for Memb. Terrible.
5 years now. I'm Palestinian initially, but I was born in Canada and I've lived here all my life basically. And I'm 19 right now. But when I was young, like let's say 8, my brothers were playing it like really like total noob, like on single player and stuff. And one day I found, I think I needed a tutorial on a campaign, and I found Zero Empire channel.
He was the GOAT.
And then I started playing this.
And while he seems super casual when he says,
Then I started playing this.
he had already reached a very high ranking on the ladder, but he was hungry for more.
Mom, you can't come.
With his
That was
natural drive
terrible.
for competition, he started grinding like a proper gamer. And Hera plays his first tournament, which was actually a qualifier for the first AoE2 major LAN event that would be held in the Maldives. He loses 3-0 in the round of 16 to a Brazilian named Riot, who ended up not only qualifying, but reaching the winners finals of that LAN event. But in 2016, Hera quit. Viper and Hera were playing some games against each other, and Hera had lost the previous 3. Jokingly, he said he would quit the scene if he lost this 4th game.
Well, he did say if he loses, he quits AOC, so...
Okay, this game was crazy. Yeah, I was at a losing streak, and this one I was like Huns vs Goths, and I was so far ahead, and I actually threw it. You can see the chat typing come back there. That was a really terrible one. Wow, that was crazy. That was brutal. Bad memories.
But it was not a joke. That shows how competitive Hera is and how dominant Viper was. Hera came back the following year, but left again.
Oh yeah. That's not accurate. That's not accurate. I actually didn't quit because of that. I didn't quit because of that game. That wasn't true. I did say I was going to quit, but I didn't actually. I did quit at a similar time, unrelated, by the way. I quit at a similar time, but it was mainly due to like there was just no players playing. Like it was very dead, and I was like in my last year of high school, and I wanted to just play League of Legends with my friends and do something else because I was getting like no money from AoE. I barely found games. It was frustrating to lose in every tournament and not to really get the practice I needed because no one was really playing. The cliques had their practice, like all the Tyrant or the GL guys back then had their practice partners. I had no one. I had no teammates, no one to rely on. So I just said, screw it, I'm out. But it was not because of that game. That game was funny though.
2018, and in 2019, things changed.
So around Henning Cup 1, I was watching the games on my break from work at a nearby restaurant. So I was really enjoying it. I was like, wow, I really want to do this. And so on that break, I never went back to my store. I quit my job on the spot and I said, I'm going to stream and I'm going to really double down because I want to play in these tournaments.
And he did. He plays and streams more consistently, and by early 2020, when Viper's results start to fall shorter than usual, it's become clear Hera is on the rise, and he's already considered a top 5 player.
And the reason I was looking for a more serious team is because now I'm full-time Age of Empires, so I can't afford to be around. I just wanted a more serious team. That's what I was looking for.
God, did he perform well. Hera has looked unstoppable today.
I feel pretty good. I came into this tournament expecting or hoping to at least make it to, quarterfinal, maybe semifinal, and I'm now going to the grand final. So it's definitely way more than I expected or wanted, and I'm really happy about it.
Well,
yeah, that tournament was the first good result I got, to be honest. First good result. I got second place, but that was a win for me. I felt like I left that tournament feeling happier than Viper, and Viper won the tournament. Like that was such a big result for me. Did not expect it at all.
Pair any maps.
Yeah.
With strategies.
Yes.
And new civilizations.
Yes.
Who are you?
Not the hero we're used to. That's
I'm
for sure.
smurfing.
Vipers in the blue.
Yeah. So that was an interesting discussion because I was obviously known to like not really have good strategy back then. Just have like just good mechanics. It's not true anymore. Now my mechanics are terrible, but I'm really good at strategy. I already feel like I'm literally like old like Dalt now, but yeah, I mean, that's just kind of like the tournament that set me apart from the older me, which is just like all mechanics, no brain. So this is the first tournament that I actually brought something prepared and proper.
He's playing as the Aztecs, and Hera has gone for Aztecs as well, Nilly. But this is Hera's opportunity to come right back in the game and possibly win it.
Oh boy, and now you can see military just commanding lead here for the Snake.
It's so intense.
Oh, look at the top again. We have another fight there. He tried to wall in all the villagers.
Here's playing amazing. I'm impressed.
It is going to be at least one more map, maybe even two, Tristan. 5-4. We have the dream final that we wanted.
Hera's gonna try. He tried his best.
This is so jokes.
And he fails. He's actually full on laughing at the moment. I love the spirit, man. Viper's all smiles.
Hera's stepping up, and I think Hera's up there to stay as well. So it's going to be exciting going forward.
Yeah, I think this is my first big tournament, top two like finals. So definitely happy about that.
This will count as...
You can tell I was hella nervous there because I was holding the mic like a goblin, like holding it barely, like grabbing it. What the hell was that? I mean, I was nervous. It was my first tournament on like big cameras and stuff.
Hera's first breakthrough performance, and he will face the Viper again in the finals of Hidden Cup 3 and in the semifinals of the first Red Bull Wololo, which he will both lose. But when 2021 shows up, the tides begin to turn. Hera wins Hidden Cup 4 and the Holy Cup, both major tournaments, and will place fairly high in all of the other tournaments. 23-year-old strong, the Canadian moves on to winning one of the most important tournaments of 2022. A LAN event happening in Germany in December with a $100,000 prize pool, the Grand Melee. And this win could mean a lot more than $40,000 in Hera's pocket. With his confidence levels rising, Hera will absolutely crush everyone.
Sick editing of keeping the pictures in the background by that.
In 2023.
And once again, the reverse sweep is stopped in its tracks. Hera takes it 3-2.
That was a really crazy series.
He's on the TC on the left. Viper is losing villagers everywhere. GG, Leary. GG. 3-0. Well, that was amazing, and Hera's been amazing. Yet another 3-0.
Tata calls it, and Hera, is he beatable this tournament?
It doesn't look like it, does it?
He's going.
Oh my god, that headset dent is disgusting, bro. That's unholy. I probably have something similar right now. I do. It's terrible. There's nothing I can do about that though. It's so embarrassing. I had to start playing with earphones like Jordan, I think.
5-0. Our very first semi-final. If you're watching at home, welcome. We're going to have a crazy series of games.
It's a 5-0 from Mr. 5-0, and Hera's into the finals.
Some of the cleanest, most clinical play from Hera there. That was...
Yeah, that was the best series I've ever played, I think. Execution-wise. That was really good.
Absolutely incredible. We join into game number 1, NAC 4 finals. Leary against Hera.
Hera's 30 paladins in queue.
He's looking to push us back. He senses the momentum is changing here. Leary taps out. We are 3-3 here into this best of 9. Both players needing 2 more wins. Hera splits up his forces now. Hera is getting more eco kills, and Leary taps out. What a comeback there from Hera after a rough start.
Wow, what a game. So many helps here for Leary.
GG!
Byzantines. We will see a game 9. Don't ask me how.
Leary doesn't see any military from Hera. Imagine going for this strat in game 9. Hera is trying something completely different. It might work. Every time we've seen the Revolution in this tournament, it's worked 3 separate times. Will this be the time that it fails?
Oh my God, here we go.
Here we go. Wild. Here is the Flemish Revolution. The button has been pressed and the military advances. Leary packing up, he's going home, and he's gonna try and defend. And all the walls crumble here. Leary is absolutely terrified.
Because you can't fight it. There's hand cannons outside the walls, Dave. You don't have enough.
Bro, I know this is like a cheesy strategy, obviously, and like, you know, the button is a bit of like a cheesy move, but how epic?
Stop this.
Oh, sorry. How epic in a grand final 4-4, and this is like the move. It's like, it's kind of epic if you think about it. Like, I have zero villas, all army. It's like a really big moment. Obviously, we know it's completely broken and like it has no fail, but like for the average viewer watching, this is probably super hype, right?
We have a defense scenario from Leary as he tries to stop the Horde, trying to create choke points for himself. He's trying anything desperately to survive, and he calls the GG. Hera winning NAC 4. Dominant run from him in a game 9.
I feel bad. You can just see the disappointment for Leary. He got basically cheesed in the last
Players
one.
agreed with me. Right now, Hera is the best player in the world.
Along with NAC4, Hera will win King of the Desert 5, T90 Titans League Season 3, and Warlords 2. Sure, Viper has won more tournaments overall, but it's clear the competition is hard.
I only have 6 first place S tiers? Only 6? Huh, I suck.
Than it's ever been. Does winning a tournament in 2023 mean the same thing as winning a tournament in 2018? Hera has the best execution, he never loses a single unit without reason and never takes a bad fight. He's also a great decision maker, he never goes for a losing strategy, never makes questionable choices, and always finds a way to turn the game to his advantage.
Okay, I don't agree with this assessment of me at all, actually. I respect Tirmit, you know, he's gassing me up a little, and I appreciate that. But that's just wrong assessment, though, because it's not that I don't make mistakes or I don't take bad fights. That's actually not my strength at all, in my opinion. My strength is, despite me possibly making mistakes, the same as anyone else, no matter what mistake I make, I always still play for the win condition. So if I fall behind a lot, the next step is all-inning, whereas other people might just continue autopiloting. I change up my strategy. If I lose a lot of my units, I change up my strategy. If I lose a lot of vills, but I have army, I change up my strategy according to the situation. That is actually my biggest strength, and not the fact that I don't make the mistakes. It's that I make the mistakes, but I know what the next step is after the mistakes are made. And like these days, I feel like it's more actually my strategy and my mentals, my not tilting, that carry me, not so much my mechanics or my execution. I can see why, from an outside perspective, you think it's execution, but if you actually analyze my play, I make just as many mistakes as the next guy. I just know what to do afterwards, basically.
Crazy. It looks like he doesn't have any weaknesses. He is smart enough to know when relying on his execution and playing meta is enough to win, but will also come up with crazy strategies when needed. Can Örjan the Viper Larsen still be considered as the greatest of all times? Well, to each their own, but to me, he still is. For now. Hera dominated 2023, but Viper dominated 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Hera has now won 4 major tournaments in a row, but Viper's record is 8.
Who the hell is filming me? The hell, me and Yo walking? who is filming this? What the hell? That's crazy.
2024 is upon us, and I'm very curious to see how it unfolds. Will Viper's move back to Twitch allow him enough practice time to come up with better strategies? Will his motivation be strong enough to grind as relentlessly as Hera? Or will he slowly get used to third places and be remembered by his fans as the greatest of his time?
Oh shit. That's a banger way to end the video. Wow, he's putting a lot of pressure on Viper. Yo, Viper, if you don't win the next tournament, you're ass cheeks, bro. Hey, Viper, if you don't win the next tournament, you're good at your time. Now you're terrible, bro. Third place? You spit on third place here. That was a brutal ending by the editor. Wow, that's a lot of pressure, Viper. I mean, honestly, a conclusion was like pretty, pretty like makes sense. I think Viper is clearly still the GOAT. I think like realistically, I would have to win a lot of tournaments in a row, but not just that, stay consistent with what I'm doing for the next 2 years. And then maybe we can start having more of a discussion. But right now, I would say like it's Viper 1, and maybe even like Doubt number 2. Maybe even like you gotta consider guys like Chris. Like when talking about greatest of all time, you can't just look at like how I'm playing right now. Like I'm on a pretty hot streak. I'm 4 in a row S tiers, which is very solid. Don't get me wrong, I'm very proud of that. Very happy with that. But it's like you can't. Recency bias is really big. You can't take the last 4 and make it worth more than the last 10 years. What I do agree with is one tournament of today is worth more than one tournament of 2013 or 2014 or 2015. That's true. I think even Vipe would agree with that. Competition's higher, price pool's higher, stakes are higher. So my 4 win streak is, could be comparable to his 8 win streak, maybe slightly less. But I wouldn't he still has a lot more achievements over me on that department. We saw like the numbers. I have 6 S tiers. I think he had like 18 or something. So yeah, it's still a big difference. Yeah, I still think Viper's the GOAT, no doubt about that. I still, like I said, I still think his last 4 years were good results. I still think he's a really good player right now. I still think if another tournament rolls around, a 1v1 tournament, I still think he could be the favorite. Like NEC5 is coming. I still think he's like top 2 favorite, maybe me and him. Leary number 3, Yo Tato 4-5, Tato 4, Yo 5, something like that, to win the whole thing. And I still think he's one of the fiercest competitors we have. So Yeah, a really good video, really well done. Shout out to Tiramis. Would like to see more like this. The AoE community is missing edited, like highly edited videos like this. They take a long time to make, so I would recommend Tiramis to just make like once a month or something like that, and then we'll all react to it because we like free content, and you'll get our subscribers to go check you out as well. So it's a win-win-win, and we grow the community that way. Very well done. Very happy with the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to it. It was longer than I expected at 35 minutes, but it was still pretty solid. Yeah, thanks for watching the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe my video, and then check out Tiramis's channel as well, and like, comment, subscribe there. Peace!